debates and decisions that are shaping our continent now in Europeans.
Jérôme Rivière is in a hurry. He wants to harvest the grapes on his small piece of land in Pomerol, close to Bordeaux, before the summer sun departs and the autumn arrives. 3 generations work side by side, tradition very much at its heart. But things are due to change. The European Union is planning a major reform of the industry. The measures, due to come in 2014, will allow successful producers to expand their vineyards, shedding the current rules which makes enlargement impossible, thus liberalising the right to plant. Around Bordeaux, the idea is deeply unpopular. It's feared the changes will hurt prices and lead to yet more overproduction.
As far as I'm concerned, it's a poor decision. The scale of our production guarantees quality. I think I speak for France when I say the liberalisation of plantation rights will reduce quality. It's a retrograde step.
Jacques Bertrand is the president of the Federation of Bordeaux's high-quality wines. He wants some serious modifications to the proposal before the Council of Ministers vote on it in October.
If
we opt for a liberalising of the rights of plantation, we choose failure. I feel as a professional we must limit the development of the product of a wine region. Therefore, we need to control plantation rights if we want to aid exports. On a European level, we end up destroying our products. I believe it's wrong to produce and then destroy. It's obsolete. We must look at developing our exports on a global scale.
In both good and bad years, the French spend around €2 billion on Bordeaux wine. A third is exported. In 2006, exports reached some €1.2 billion. 1 bottle in 3 leaves the EU. Bordeaux is the wine capital of France. In June, UNESCO granted it World Heritage status. Its riches the result of the production and sale of wine since Roman times. In the Middle Ages, the wine found its way to Britain. In the 17th century, Dutch traders added to the prosperity of the city. With the influx of wine money, the city invested in its architecture, and in the 18th century became one of Europe's finest cities. Today, the industry employs 1 in 6 in the department of Gironde. The wine producers of Bordeaux confirm the quality of their product. The AOC dominates the market. For a quarter of a century, we see an increase in cultivated land, which has drawn criticism from other producers. 4 years ago, the industry was stagnating. Too much wine led to a drop in prices. In this context, the president of the Union of Bordeaux's wine traders wants reform, but rejects the proposal on offer.
Il reconnaît des noms qui lui sont familiers, mais c'est quand même destiné principalement à l'exportation. C'est très dangereux si l'on ne cadre pas l'ensemble.
It's very dangerous if you allow vineyards to expand without limits. If you can get big vineyards in Hungary and Bulgaria, then you can get them in the south of France as well, and quickly, without considering what happens elsewhere. Huge vineyards everywhere will lead in 3 or 4 years to overproduction on a global level.
Avec des déficits énormes de commercialisation.
In short, a crisis. And this is exactly what we want to avoid.
Dans la filière, il y a des situations de crise et c'est justement cela que l'on veut éviter.
The gap between production and consumption remains wide on a global scale. To help, the EU assists in destroying surplus wine. This must change, and on this the wine traders agree with the view of the EU. These expert noses delve into samples and discuss the quality of the various wines.
Oui, très fort. Ouais, moi aussi, je trouve le boisé plus...
J'ai le côté boisé plus poison, mais plus de puissance,
mais boisé moins fondu. L'objectif, c'est d'utiliser une des deux à hauteur de 50 hectos. C'est vraiment juste la petite touche. On peut l'éviter.
Amid 5,000 casks, the director of the House applauds the Commission's decision to remove help in destroying surplus wine, which costs some €500 million a year. He believes it will remove the need to uproot 200,000 hectares of vineyards, another EU proposal.
It's not a question of who's going to rip up their vines and who's not going to, because when you remove the subsidies to produce a product which you can't sell, these producers will fall by the wayside and the wine will disappear. Of course, we must help these people make the transition. We cannot continue to produce a product no one wants.
Consequently, it will mean improved outlets and better prices for quality wine, if the EU accepts a modified proposal. With 122,000 hectares in production, the department holds 50,000 in reserve. If cultivated, it could damage the market. Let's visit the Château de Pressac, a listed monument. It was here the 100 Years' War ended. The new EU reforms also prohibit the adding of sugar to the product to increase alcohol content. The producers of top-quality wines use other methods. Jean-François Cunin bought the chateau 10 years ago with the aim of turning a Grand Cru into a Grand Cru Classique. To do so, he has invested €2 million. His next meeting with the classification committee is in 2016.
We got rid of what we needed to, we improved our techniques, and we planted new vines. We reclaimed areas that had been abandoned. Then we invested in the oaks, materials and the casks. Today we're trying to improve, but we're not there yet.
Europe remains the world's #1 wine producer, but its market share is being eroded by New World wines. So these reforms are intended to help promote European wines to the world. This means investing in more aggressive international marketing. The EU is also to look at the complex labelling wars. The Union wants simpler labels to be able to compete with Australian, Chilean and Californian wine. Saint-Emilion is at the heart of the Grand Cru tradition. Wine discovery tours, open days at chateaux and other direct marketing ploys are growing across Europe with EU aid. This Californian couple in Saint-Emilion are impressed. Santé and good health to Europe's wine trade.